Hello, my name is Lindy Lee, and I'm here with a couple of our educators here at Beulah Elementary School. I am presenting a project that I did with a group on unethical behaviors of educators. And we're just going to review some information today. The focus of this assignment was the Code of Ethics and just how teachers are not following that and how they are acting inappropriately. The Alabama Educator Code of Ethics defines the professional behavior of educators in Alabama and serves as a guide to ethical conduct. The code protects the health, safety, and general welfare of students and educators. It outlines the objective standards of for conduct for professional educators and clearly defines the actions of unethical nature for which disciplinary sanctions are justified. Okay, the first topic that we researched was social networking and communicating with students. And we just looked at the advantages and the disadvantages to communicating with them via social media. Standard 3 of the Unlawful Acts states that an educator should abide by federal, state, and local laws and statutes. And Standard 4 states that an educator should always maintain a professional relationship with all students both in and outside of the classroom. This is just some information that we found when researching, and it just stated that social media and texting are causing more problems between teachers and students. This is an issue that arises because our central office wants us to use social media and connect with the students using social media and with parents. However, more problems are arising by using the social media. One thing that has come up with social media is just that communication between the teacher and the student becoming inappropriate. And as you see in the media in the state of Alabama, we are coming across more and more cases where teachers are inappropriately interacting with students. And here is another case that was from Enterprise. This was a Brookwood teacher that was accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. And then we have a Selma teacher that was also accused of the same wrongful doing. In 2014 alone, there were 781 reported cases of teachers and other school employees accused or convicted of sexual relationships with students. At least 281 school employees, 36% of those accused or convicted of inappropriate relationships with students, were reported to have used social media to start or continue those relationships. Alabama and Texas have been named in a recent study the two states that had the most significant numbers of student and teacher relationships. And with Alabama having only 25 cases, we have a lower population than Texas. So therefore, that means that it was a higher rate in the state of Alabama of this inappropriate behavior among teachers and students. Social media also offers opportunities for learning and interactivity. It's not all negatives when it comes to social media. It's just when you cross those boundaries. Reason social media should be used in the classroom. It can be used as an educational tool to enhance student engagement, to improve communication among students and teachers, to prepare students for successful employment, and to teach them digital leadership. Some tips for teachers is to know your district policy regarding social media, to create a separate account if using social media, to encourage parental involvement, and to communicate during appropriate times, and to set clear boundaries with your students. The other topic that we researched was the cheating of educators on state assessments, just inappropriately providing them with assistance during assessments. And Standard 2 states that trustworthiness will focus on trustworthiness. An educator should exemplify honesty and integrity in the course of professional practice. And some of our research, this is just some information that we found, that the federal state requirements are partly to blame when educators cheat. The pressures from No Child Left Behind and the state accountability rules create a situation in which many educators feel they have to boost scores by hook or by crook. So just that pressure for your students to be successful, teachers are making inappropriate decisions and providing them with assistance on the state assessments, which we know is not appropriate. In Atlanta, there were 11 educators that were convicted of inflating test scores. And 12 of those teachers went to trial, but only one was acquitted of all charges, and the rest of the 12 teachers were found guilty. Prosecutors alleged that Hall had run a corrupt organization that used test scores to financially reward and punish teachers. Teachers are accused every year of providing inappropriate assistance on the state standardized test. And a tally by the National Center for Fair and Open Testing documents more than 60 ways schools improperly inflate their results during that period. Encouraging teachers to view upcoming test forms before they administered, excluding likely low scores from enrolling in school, drilling students on actual upcoming test items, using thumbs up, thumbs down signals to indicate right or wrong responses, and this is during the administering of the test, and erasing erroneous responses and inserting correct ones. So now I want to give you the opportunity to discuss some of the information that you learned today that you may take away with you.
I didn't realize the amount of sexual offenses in the state of Alabama.
And
that's
just
alarming.
That's just a few. I mean, that we just picked some, and it's across the entire state of Alabama, and it is alarming. And I actually came across one that hit very close to home, and I did not put on there, but you know, you don't expect that to happen right here in your community, but there was a case here recently that happened right here in our community, and so that's very alarming, because as teachers, we care for these students, and we also have our children being raised in this community, and you have teachers that are acting that way right here where we live. So yes, it is very alarming. Miss Moore, do you have any takeaways from today?
With the testing, I was very surprised at just how so many teachers can get away with that. But I took away, just being above reproach as an educator and just making sure that you do what you're told. And it was just a good reminder for me as a new teacher to, make sure that I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing right now.
Because the testing, that's very serious. I mean, that can result in jail time, as we, saw. So I do think that some new teachers don't realize the seriousness of that testing environment and allowing the students to do everything independently. Miss Manning, do you have any takeaways for today?
I just know how nervous I am when it's testing time, because I want to make sure that I'm doing exactly what I should and nothing that I shouldn't. It blows my mind that there are teachers that are just so blatant that they would erase answers and put the correct answer. That, I don't know. Now, I don't feel like it's that important to my livelihood, I guess. I would hate to be in a position where I felt like it would be.
And that's what was shocking to me while doing the research, that these teachers did it to financially support themselves, and that, that pressure is put on them, and so they're going to these extreme measures. Well, I thank you so much for participating in my presentation today. Thank you so much.